And hello, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome to an episode of Space Engineers. This is nothing to be any too fancy. As I said, as read in the message or on the posted on the Discord and the Zebra Monkeys channel. Uh, I'm just building up the base, building up my defenses, and stocking up on supplies. I am going to build myself a decent shuttle, which is going to take some of the supplies I've gathered down here and head up to space. Once I'm up there, I will begin the construction of a exploration / colony ship, which then is in preparations for a 10,000-year journey. I'm hoping this is going to take me up until the actual full release or the release of the survival section of Space Engineers 2. So hopefully everything goes as planned. I may have to make adjustments here and there to align with some of the stuff that upcoming for SE2. So just bear with me if it kind of stretches out a little too far. If you're used to me doing this on my Twitch channel, it's kind of sorry. I want to keep my Space Engineer stuff here on the YouTubes. That way I don't have to copy and paste all the videos and download them. And then I've only got so many terabytes of hard space left on my hard drives, separate hard drives. So I'm keeping everything on YouTube, and YouTube tends to keep everything for long term. So by all means, here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take out and take a look at some of the stuff I've got on board right now. First, I'm going to jump into my character. If you're saying this looks a little familiar and it doesn't look quite right, was originally the Earth base. I've converted it into the moon base because I like the way that the moon base is set up. The only thing I don't have on here are the welding and grinding pits. I'm not a big fan of them. I do have the shake turned off. I will not be using them on this base, so I opted them out. I may build them at a later point when I'm acquiring lots of materials to that need to be scrapped, and I don't have a salvage ship on hand. So take a look at some of the stuff I've got here right now. As you can see, some of the images, these are these are called Mexican walls. They were something I brought over from a Lost Colony save that is no longer active. I can't even find it anymore. It's been removed. Essentially, it was can't remember the gentleman's name. You were crashing it on the Mars planet, came upon an abandoned space station, which was turned into a planetary base, and it was a replica of one of the Keen stations, converted into a planetary base. And your whole goal was to repair the base, and then escape from the planet. But they had walls and everything there, and I kind of grabbed the basic walls, and I've kind of upgraded them, which was good. And let's just say I call them pillboxes. Let's go out and we'll take a look at the perimeter and the way I've got it set up right now. I've got quite a few mods that I've got on here that I'll mention. I don't remember them all without exiting the game and going into the edit the settings. So these are the Mexican walls. They're not completely flat. I'm trying to keep them relatively within line of each other, making it easier to hook up to the base. I've got piping running underground. Once I get piping run out to the actual units themselves, let's say, for example, out here, you can't really see it, but if I go into my spectator will take a quick trip underground. As you can see, I have piping running underground going from the base. I will say I do this in creative mode. I think of this as a kind of a minor thing, mainly because I wanted to try and get the base built up as quickly as possible and get a lot of the base defenses up and almost ready to go. As you can see, I still have a lot of the corner weaponry on the corner walls that are not fully completed. But I run piping underground for them. It just goes to them to attach them to the base. So when I start grabbing and manufacturing magnesium, it'll be easier to manufacture the ammunition needed for the guns themselves. Then I have some pillboxes I have out here. I call these the large pillboxes. These are extra defenses. This gun here, the Gatling gun on top is actually, I may convert some of these Gatlings to artillery or missile launchers, but as of right now I'm keeping them as Gatling because with the missile launchers, obviously there's no uranium on the planets, so I'm not going to be able to manufacture those missiles, so I may just keep them. I may convert a couple of them if I've got more than, well, no, I only got, so this one I may convert, the center one here, I may convert into a assault artillery, and missiles require uranium to build, so I will not be building any of those, but I will use assault cannons. So some of the mods I have on here, if you can look inside here, actually, I will bring you inside. One of them is the build and repair update, our maintained version, Nanobot Build and Repair, aka Bob. You will also notice that I have some tanks in here. Let me slow my stealth down here. These are extractors, Duridium extractors. These take and convert ice into Duridium. Here's the storage tanks for the Duridium. And then once that's done, it is converted into fuel. Where did I put the reactors? I've still got a long ways to go in this part of the base that needs to be built. I'm focusing on now gathering my materials and stuff like that. Which then converts is fuel for these 3 reactors in here, which you will find them in one of the Star Wars mods. This is the power module. This has blocks like your Duridiums, batteries. We'll take a look at our G menu. It's module 1. He has quite a few different modules. I think it's all the way up to 9 modules for the Star Trek stuff. This one is the weaponry, so you can do different varieties of Borg, Klingon, Romulan, and the Federation weaponry. So you got different types of phasor rays. You got phaser beams and phaser cannons. Then you have the phaser rays themselves. You got plasma cannon. You've got torpedo bays for launching your torpedoes. And they also have a self-destruct module, which is pretty cool. Then your module 3, this is your power module. This has your batteries or auxiliary power coils. These are collectors. These collect. These are like ram scoops. They collect when you're out in the space. You can use them to collect Duridium in small amounts, but you have to be moving in a forward direction. The faster you move, the more Duridium you collect, and the more Duridium you can store. You have another type of collector. These will look similar to the blue little bell how it ends on the explorer craft of the next generation Enterprise and the earlier Enterprises before movie, the actual TV show. You have duranium storage tanks and extractors. These, again, they convert ice into duranium. Then you've got your 3 varieties of warp cores. I stuck with the bottom, the end pieces, and a single centerpiece to kind of give you that idea of an actual warp core. I haven't colored it yet, but these do take on colors. Let's see. Let me go back to my character real quick, and we'll jump inside. We'll give it a blue hue. One of the other mods I have on here is actually the paint gun mod. I actually quite enjoy the paint gun mod. The ability to be able to paint the ship and everything, or paint stuff, and get into fine areas like underneath these blocks here, because usually with a block in your hand, you're going to end up painting this block versus that block. So with the paint gun, that makes this a little bit easier. So I'm going to change it to a standard blue color. And as you can see, the actual warp core itself, the white part actually changes color. And it emits that blue light as well. Some of the other stuff I have on here for Star Trek wise and is in the Module 6, some interior stuff. So some flight seats. I may end up using those on my ship, or on my shuttle, but I'm not too worried about those right now. You've got some corridors, so ways you can make the corridor wider, some hollow screens, a matter converter, and a replicator. The converter is your refinery, but the speed and capacity is about 20 times faster. And it has a capacity 4 times greater than your actual full refineries do. And your replicators are your assemblers with the same specs as the matter converters are, but they're more towards the assemblers. There's some actual shuttle helms in here. So some of the other mods I have in here, some of the dummy industry stuff, that hasn't really been updated all that much, but still functions, is the drill system. This is the nanobot drill and fill. What it does is it gives you a area where you can mine out a perfect rectangular or square of stone or whatever ore you're digging into. You can do one of two things with it. You can either dispose of it, or you don't actually collect it. It just drills it out. Or you can collect it and convert that all into your basic resources. High beam spotlights, or your high powered spotlights. I don't think there's a game I don't play without these, because I find at night, especially with some of the sandboxes, skyboxes that are out there at night with the standard keen lights, it gets pretty dark and it's pretty hard to see. They don't travel that far. So I kind of like having the, I also have the MA spotlights on here as well. I got the Midnight Shield stuff. I haven't played around with it, so I'm not too familiar with it. I'm only going to be using those on, I may build one for the base, but it'll be for the base only. And then one on my actual final vessel. I may put a small one on the shuttle, but I'm not too worried about that. My shuttle is just going to be going up and carrying materials from here to space. So once I get my space station built and I get gold, silver, and more gold, silver, platinum, and uranium built up, I will start crafting my ship to go to for a 10,000 year journey, which then is going to convert me over into SE2. So my idea is to try to build the ship where to make it easy to convert over to SE2 when the survival stuff finally is released and is stable. Some of the other mods I have on here is Izzy solar panels, or high power solar panels. I've got a combination of your standard Keen solar panels, and I've got some of the Easy solar panels out for collecting power for the base. I've got them actually on solar towers out here. I have a total of 3 of them. They provide me any excess power. I can literally, I could probably go in and actually shut my reactor off right now because I'm not consuming a lot of power. I've got a lot of my lights and stuff off. So I think the only thing that's going to be consuming a lot of power would be my little mining ship here because its batteries are on recharge. But I'm processing through a lot of ores right now. Another mod I've got on here are the static resources. And so you've got the static drills here. I'm using those. I've got them planted over, and one is collecting silicone, one is collecting nickel, and the other one is collecting iron. I have to physically go out and collect magnesium because the magnesium I have is in a rather funny spot. It is right here. It's kind of at an angle or slope. I could go out and find magnesium on a flat spot and build another one of these towers, or one of my mining stations, but I choose not to. I'm not really all concerned about it. But I do have, it looks like it's shut down now. Because the batteries are dead. But I've got some of my mining stations out here right now. This is collecting ice. This one over here is collecting my cobalt. And I'm pretty sure it is probably powered down by now too. I may convert this one over to collecting ice as well and have it converted into hydrogen so I can I have backup power for each one of these bases. So then we go back to, as you can see, I have a district headquarters. So this is the standard Keen, one of the original one of the original games they have on, or one of the game scenarios they have on here. You start off on, it's an easy place to start, where you have a station built here. Normally I wouldn't do this, but for the purposes of what I want to do, having to not worry about building up my base, and it was a little tedious converting the Earth base over to the Moon-like base because of the hangar. I kind of like the hangar that's on the Moon station. It was a little tedious, but it made the footprint of the base a little bit smaller. That way it was easier for me to put these outside defenses up and relatively quickly. I also have some of the TSO stuff on here. I've got a lot of the corridors from the TSO stuff. I've got the pillars from the TSO, and I've got the neon tubes plus, which means it actually takes the neon tubes and actually turns them into actual working lights. Let's see, what are some of the other mods that I've got on here that I could showcase real quick? Anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. So my goal for today is I've got to go out and start building, get a couple of hydrogen generators or ice converters on here to convert it from ice into hydrogen, with a couple of maybe a few large tanks and a couple of the hydrogen engines. I may put 3 tanks out and put a hydrogen engine on either side of. So I'm going to need 3 tanks stacked together. So that's 2, 4, 6, maybe 7 engines on there just in case. and I'll probably put on top of each one of them, along with the one of the sides of my, on the side and the top of my cargo container, I'll put another couple of the hydrogen conversion from the OCD compact tanks. I don't really use the tanks all that much, mainly because they're some of the tanks, they're convenient for shipbuilding, but I don't like them for base building. I like using the generators they have on there that convert. You can separate them, one to convert from oxygen, just oxygen, one that just converts hydrogen. So you're not trying to convert oxygen, not hydrogen, and wasting power. All right, so jump back in my character, and I'm going to need to. I don't have the other door set up with this on it yet, so that's why the door didn't open yet. I go to my control room here. A couple other mods I've got that, well, not more of, not mods, but some scripts I got playing. I have Whip's auto door script playing. So it's all my doors will automatically close. I've also got the nanobot build and repair auto crafting system. So when the nanobots are on and I've got a blueprint showing, it'll automatically craft. And I also have Izzy's inventory running as well with the auto craft feature enabled. No disassembling. So I have to constantly go in and make adjustments to my queues here so I'm not disassembling anything. I do have another mod in here. This is the display mod, not for the displays themselves, but what's for what is being displayed. What you do is you build yourself an LCD panel. Let's see. Well, I'll just use one of my, and that includes your cockpits. So I'll use one of my cockpits, one of my screens displays on my cockpit here. So I will then this one in the center. Go in, select the display you're going to do. It's obviously your large display. It is already set to apps because the display I'm going to put up is under the apps menu. And then I can scroll down where it says you got the little money sign and iOS LCDs. So I can look at my airlocks. I can check the ammo amount that I have. I can do a cargo summary. I can do components if I really want to. I can do container summary or list a bunch of stuff in of all the containers. I can do damage control. I can do a door monitor. It tells me what doors are open and closed. I can monitor my gas production, grid and flight information, ingots, items, again, life support. This covers your batteries, your oxygen, hydrogen, and ice currently on board. Ores, power, which I already have up here. This is your power being supplied, the batteries usage, and then your solar panels when they get, and when they start taking in power. Obviously, it's nighttime out right now, so it's not going to take anything in. It's not going to show. I've got one of the new LCD panels up, and I've got a little to-do list. I've got to build a shuttle once in space, prep for a 10,000 year flight to a new location or new solar system. So if y'all haven't seen some of his videos on the YouTube channel, let me pull up my YouTube channel real quick. What's his name? He does a lot of space engineers background content. Zero Legions. He's been doing a lot of. He just recently a video of him. He dives into the lore, some of the lore for Space Engineers 2, and kind of goes over the faction system and dives into some of the stuff into Space Engineers 2. In it was stated that and this is he pulled this stuff directly from Keen, so it's all there in the Keen's Keen stuff and their dev blogs and stuff like that. The two new factions show up in the Aragos system. I think it's the Aragos system. I can't remember well, they show up in the new system, which took them 10,000 light years to get there. You're going to arrive in the system in cryo sleep, so that's the one thing I have to keep in mind. I have to build a ship with cryo sleep in mind, which means I'm going to need jump drives. I'm going to have something that will, like a shuttle, to go up and down from planets, and then a basic processing plant on board, but that's all at a later date. But yeah, my whole goal is to start is building towards the release of the survival section of Space Engineers 2. And hopefully with my build, I can export it and get most of the build turned over into or converted over into the Space Engineers 2 engine. There's probably going to be some components like the batteries, maybe the cargo network, and such that's not going to convert over. And that just means that I'll have to pull up the SE1 file and kind of do a step-by-step of breakdown of it and kind of work it out that way. So as of right now, let's take a look at our resources. I've got a bunch of components up right now that I'm processing. I've got, let's see, maybe a few more walls to build a few more of the Mexican walls to build. I've got 3 more of the Mexican or of my outer perimeter walls to build. Once those are completed, which is going to take a lot of iron and cobalt, because the upper portion of the walls are made out of heavy iron or heavy blocks or heavy armor, while the lower section here is out of base armor. I was actually planning on having those in the ground, but because the base itself is not in the ground, and in order to tie this into the base itself, I had to, the projectors are actually off to the side of the buildings here, and then as you can see there's one of them. So yeah, once the walls are completely finished, I'll start building a missile system to go and attack the headquarters, the ore handling facility over there, or I'll create a fighter to go over and take care of it. And then I will head out and take care of the district headquarters. Once those have been dealt with, I can start focusing on building a shuttle for getting off the planet, which means why I've got these two out here, mainly the ice collection out here for collecting large amount of ice, because I'm going to need it for lots of hydrogen, especially when I'm going to start traveling back and forth between Earthside and space. Oops, wrong button. All right, so I'm processing a lot of resources right now, and here's some of the Izzy screens here. I've got one set up for the amount of ingots, and then I've got one set for ores, and the only ores I am out of is scrap and stone, which is I'm not really too big on. I've got over 2.3 million of silicone, 2.3 of nickel. I've got only 123k of magnesium, Iron, I've got 2.6. Ice, I have 4.6. But I've got a lot of 100K of gold, 3.2K of iron ingots, 6.8 magnesium, 89K or almost 90K of nickel, 223K of silicone. I've got a little silver refined, and I've got only 400 gravel. I haven't processed a lot of iron or stone, so there's one of the signs I forgot to move from the blueprint that I created from this base. We'll spend a little time today. Again, we're going to gather resources. We're going to go ahead and we're going to prep for 3 tanks. And 3 tanks, 7 engines, and a few of the hydrogen converters. So what I mean for the OCD stuff, or OCD, these are compact containers. Again, you have your standard hydrogen tank, but this one is big and square, so it makes it airtight. And then you've got 3 different, you've got 4 different sizes for the hydrogen, and 3 different sizes. Is it 4? 1, 2, 3. 5 different sizes for the hydrogen and 4 different sizes for the oxygen. They don't have an extremely large one for the oxygen, but these are my key points right here. The 2 different separating oxygen and hydrogen away from each other, so that way I can put this down and just produce hydrogen or just produce oxygen. And I think the volume sizes are a lot larger, so I may end up using the airtight tank. So we'll put the airtight tank, the hydrogen converter, and then we'll go into our power blocks, and we're looking for our reactor. Where is our reactor? It might have gotten moved. There it is. Our hydrogen engine. So we're going to take some steel so we can go and build that stuff up. We'll go to the standard, and we'll go with the standard and the plain old gray. So I will go in and about a couple hundred of steel plate. 6. Yep, everything's going to require steel plate. So I'm going to go ahead on out with my prospecting truck here. By the way, this prospecting truck is a blueprint provided by the ISL group. They get a bunch of different ships and vehicles they have up on their workshop. They've got a whole printer for it and everything. So go ahead, go over, take a look at some of their stuff. They got some pretty cool stuff. I may build one of their shuttles and utilize it for carrying cargo to and from. But I may use the OPC stuff or the it's a cargo transport from a different organization. I can't think of the name of the group right now off the top of my head. Oop, watch the magnesium hole. I may use one of those ships. But once I get up, I've got to create my own colony ship. I may utilize a few different blueprints to kind of craft it. So all right, so first things first, we're going to put down our tank first. Like I said, I'm going to put down, whoops. Three of these tanks. And then I'm going to put engines on both sides. The end ones. And then I'm going to put one of these guys on here. On there. And I may put some of the smaller standard hydrogen tanks off the side of it. On either side of it. I might have a lot of hydrogen at these bases. We're just going to need a lot of hydrogen buildup. Eventually we'll be at the more hydrogen or more ice brought over to the base as well. So we can start converting it over into deuterium and converting it over into ice for hydrogen for the ship. Or for the shuttle. I'm not going to bore you guys too much. I'm not going to do this for too much longer. I'm only going to do a few hours streams with Space Engineers. Because the majority of it is going to be giving you guys an update of what the base looks like, progress of what I meant towards my end goal, and then maybe I'll do some combat with taking out the headquarters in the end. So it's again, we'll come over here. And what's really nice about these static drills they have on here or the static resources, is that if you're over an ore deposit and you have more than one ore deposit in that particular location, you would go into your control panel here, select your... I currently have the advanced static drill, and if you scroll down, you have two lists. You have a white list and a black list. As you can see, I have only cobalt highlighted, and once it is built and if it's placed correctly in the ground, the drill will do an ore scan. So if you're on ice, the only thing you're gonna see is ice if there's no ore deposits within range. As you can see here, I have four different ore types here: ice, cobalt, nickel, and iron. All you have to do if you want to start collecting that particular resource is you click on it and click on the add button. So it's set up just like your sorters and everything. So it will only mine cobalt and ice. All right, so let's get these tanks laid out. Oh, I already have them laid out. All right, so we'll go and get engines laid out. Kind of phased out there a minute. All right, now I've got those built. Let's do. Oops. Put it in the right spot. There we go. Now we can go back to 7. And we place a hydrogen generator here, hydrogen generator there, generator there. And I'll go ahead and put one on top of the box. When the sun comes up, it's going to hit these panels. The solar panels is going to power the rest of the base, and then the solar panels is obviously going to convert the sunlight into power and start charging my batteries back up. So I won't have to worry about it too much until I get ready to go into outer space, where I'm going to start worrying about numerous blocks I've got to build. So I'm hoping you enjoyed what you saw today. I will come back on later in the week. I believe it's Thursday. I will do another stream on this channel. Come check me out tomorrow. I will be doing Abiotic Factor or the game we're playing right now, some Icarus. I'm doing some Icarus where I'm building a base outpost and going through a lot of, and my goal is to finish the missions in Icarus. So tomorrow we'll do some Icarus. On Wednesday we'll do some Abiotic Factory, and then we'll be back over here on Thursday for some more, to get a glimpse and an update on the status of my builds. So again, thank you for joining me today. Sorry about the short videos. They're not going to be all that long, but if you liked what you saw today, please click the subscribe button and either the like or dislike. If you dislike the video, please leave some comments in the comments below, and either games I can build on or games you would like to see me play. Trying to get my followership sponsorship up so I can start pulling in some revenue, so I can start upgrading some of the systems I have. I've got a 3 or almost 4-year-old desktop I'm working off of, and it's starting to show its age. I don't have very much hard drive space in it, so the 3 games I'm playing right now are the only 3 games I have on my hard drive, because other games take up too much space, or the games I currently have are taking up a bunch of space. So again, I hope to see you tomorrow, and y'all come back now, you hear?